those of you that are new, welcome. This is Lisa Kinda Karnivore. Just while we're waiting for some people to get on, tonight we are going to be talking about managing your triggers. And I have 5 steps for you in managing your triggers. And we're going to have a Q&A tonight too. I hope that you guys are doing well. We're going to wait a few minutes for some people to get on, but we have 5 things to talk to you about. You guys, the holidays are coming up. The holidays, we are in November. The holidays are here. Next month's December. We got through October, so hopefully you guys didn't have any candy, but we got through October. But we do want to prepare for the holidays. Thanksgiving and Christmas, some of those are the biggest holidays where there's all kinds of temptation, foods and triggers and all that stuff. So tonight we are going to talk about managing your triggers, and I have 5 tips for you for that, and I have a bonus tip for you also. And we'll also be doing a Q&A, and I will give you guys a channel update like I always do. And so you guys, tell me who is on tonight. Who's on tonight? Where are you from? You guys know I'm in Southern California. If you're new to this channel, I'm in Southern California. So where are you at in the world? Let me know. And hi, Darlene. I know Darlene's on the East Coast. Anna's in Australia. Awesome. Oh my goodness, what time is it there? Wow, that is so awesome. Awesome. So we are going to go ahead and get started, and I am going to have a few questions for you guys in between these tips. So you guys, managing your triggers, and this is something really important to do if you are carb addicted like myself. And we have, it looks like Ellie from NYC, New York City. I have my tablet here. Welcome, Ellie from NYC, New York City. I love that city. Sorry for all the noise. I'm trying to, okay, I think I got it. All right. Yes, we want to get a grip on managing these triggers now. Knowing them, knowing what your triggers are, all of that good stuff. I'm trying to get my notes to stay. So that's the thing about lives. You guys see everything. I can't cut anything out, but we're good. Okay, so you guys, with holidays coming up, Christmas, Thanksgiving, those are the food months. That is when BB is going to want to get in your head and tell you all kinds of things. He's going to try to delay your progress, delay you starting, try to get you to fall off. But we are not having it. So number 1, the first thing that you need to do is you need to know your triggers. Like, you need to get to know yourself and know your triggers. And we're going to talk about the 3 main triggers that you need to get to know. So the first one's kind of simple. It's food. It's food. But what kind of triggers do you have with your food? So an example of that might be, even though I'm on a ketogenic lifestyle, and I have been for 8 years, and I don't really eat carbs, I might have like 5 carbs a day, between 5 and 7, a few, sprinkles of mushrooms on my meat or something like that. Long story short, I still have triggers, but I had to discover this throughout my journey, because I think I mentioned it before, but you guys know I can't even chew gum. Yeah, I can't chew gum. So that is one of my triggers. Can you guys hear me? I just realized I don't have my microphone on, so I'm going to add it right now. I wonder if it'll let me add it. I don't want my sound to be not right. I'm going to ask my husband to just slip me my microphone, and I'm going to add it really quick, because I forgot to put my mic on. And even though I am learning this process, you guys, I'm learning how to make videos. I'm learning how to, the other, babe, I need the box. I'm learning how to make videos. I'm learning how to do this process, how to edit videos, how to put them together, all of that stuff. But one thing that I did have right is my sound was good. So I want that to continue to be good. So you guys, oh, you can hear me good. Thanks, Anna. I'm gonna pop it in, and I'm hoping that you guys will still be able to hear me. 1 second. I just want to make sure the sound is awesome. Um, okay. You guys, I'm so sorry. Technical difficulties. Uh, Well, at least you guys know I'm a real regular person, right? Nothing's perfect. All right, so I need to do a sound check real quick. I just kind of popped in my mic, and hopefully you guys can hear me. Yeah, I think you guys can hear me. Let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, and then we will continue. So we're talking about triggers, and we're talking about the first thing that you need to do is know your triggers. And the first category of that is food. Of course, we're triggered by certain foods. I was mentioning that I am triggered by gum, so I can't even have that. Okay, perfect. You guys can still hear me good. Okay, great. So I can't even have gum. But the thing is, you guys need to get to know yourself, because there's some people that can chew gum and they're fine. They don't have to chew up the whole pack like I do. So you need to get to know your triggers, what your trigger foods are. Even if you're in a ketogenic lifestyle, keto, carnivore, or somewhere in between like me, you might still have triggers. So some people can't eat anything sweet at all because it triggers them to eat more or to fall off. For me, things that trigger me as far as the sweet is the powdery sweet stuff. For some reason, I can do the monk fruit drops or the stevia drops and it doesn't make me crazy or fall off. But anything with an artificial sweetener versus the stevia or monk fruit, which is a natural zero carb sweetener. Great. Thanks, Darlene. Darlene can hear me. Okay. Anything that is that kind of sweetener, like certain sweeteners, like the erythritol, the sugar alcohols, all of those kind of throw me off. So those are triggers for me. Other trigger foods for me are like a lot of sweet things. So I try not to do those all the time. But what I want you to do is I want you to, the next time you're feeling like you have a craving for something, or you feel like you want more of something, think about what it is you ate that last 2 hours. That might be a trigger for you that's causing you to want more or to want the real thing of it or whatever. Get to know yourself and know what your food triggers are. The other category of triggers is stress. So we're going to talk about stress a little bit. That's another trigger. When you are stressed, does that make you feel like you want, a treat or something? That we want to be able to control our stress somehow. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, some techniques for that. But stress can also trigger you to want carbs or certain things that throw you off. And I know I did a video about stress, so you guys can look at that too. But you want to get the stress under control or managed so that you're not being triggered by it, because it does trigger you. The other thing is, along the lines of stress is emotions. The emotions, getting all in the feelings, okay? When you guys are feeling emotional, that might lead you to some triggers. So you guys, I was thinking about that tonight as I was on the way here. I'm at home from my mom's house. And we watched a movie today, and it was such a good movie. But it had some sad parts that I wasn't ready for, because I hate sad movies. But there were some sad parts in the movie. And after the movie was over, I felt like, ooh, like in my mind, BB. But BB is so quiet now, I can barely hear him because, I keep a muzzle on him. But in my mind, I was like, ooh, I need a treat, because I felt sad. So you guys, your emotions, sad, happy, sometimes depressed, all of those different emotions, those feelings, that can trigger you also. So get to know those triggers so that you can, like I did tonight, I was just like, boy, please. Like, I'm not thinking about doing that. But it did come into my mind. And I don't even like crave it or want it, but it'll still try to come into your mind. So you guys get to know your triggers. That's number one. Number two is avoid your triggers. Number two is avoid your triggers. Avoid them. So if you are going to a particular event or a place that kind of triggers you, and it's not something that you have to do. So places or events, like for example, if you are triggered, if you go to like Hometown Buffet or someplace that has an all you can eat, stuff, all you can eat food with it all over, if that triggers you, go to a steak restaurant instead. Don't even do that. But if that triggers you, and you might have triggers that bother you in the beginning of your journey, like say your first month or 2 or 3, or your first holidays on keto carnivore, you might have some triggers that you won't have later, because I don't have those now. But in the beginning, until you get stronger, you might have to just not go to certain places or events, if you can, that are going to trigger you. So places and events. The other thing is, and we're going to talk about if you do have to go to some places or events, what to do. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But another thing that you want to avoid is we talked about identifying your triggers as far as food, but just avoid those foods. Avoid those type of foods. So if you know like sweets trigger you, even if they're keto sweets or carnivore, there's carnivore sweets now. There's carnivore like fun food or whatever. If that triggers you, then you just have to not have that all the time. Maybe that's going to be a thing that you're going to make on the holidays or something like that. And then, oh my gosh, Darlene, you're so funny, because my next thing was going to be people. And Darlene just put my sister as a trigger. My sister, what did she put? My sister is my trigger. So the next thing I was going to say is people. And now this one's a hard one, because, you have friends and family that you love. But if certain friends, family, I'm sorry, Darlene, that your sister triggers you. Hopefully she's not watching this. If you have that kind of trigger, that's a person, that's kind of tricky, because we want to avoid triggers. So, I mean, how do you avoid like, a family member or whatever? But what if you have like certain people in your life that when you get around them, you always end up falling off or slipping off? Like they just don't like respect your way of eating, or when you're around them because of the way they eat, it's really, really hard for you. Okay, this is what I have to say, because Darlene mentioned that is a tricky one, because it's a person that triggers you. And the person could be causing you stress, or they can be causing you to eat more. There could be a lot of reasons why a person triggers you, but this is what you need to do. You need to keep going in your ketogenic lifestyle, because as I mentioned earlier, the trigger isn't going to be forever when you get stronger. Remember, when you get stronger, BB's going to get more and more quiet. You're going to be learning about yourself and what triggers you, so that you can use your emotional tools and stuff like that with those triggers. Or maybe it's a person that you don't have to see all of the time, but you're going to have to see them on the holidays, so that you can prepare for that. So I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. And okay, Darlene says hi, Anna. Oh. Okay, so all right. So number 3, and just in time for this, number 3 is to use your emotional tools. And I know we talked about emotional tools a lot on this channel, because it's what we need to do so that we can get unaddicted and stay unaddicted. That's our goal. If you don't know what emotional tools are, you need to watch my Mindset Reset Masterclass. And that is a masterclass that's going to give you the tools that you need to conquer your carb addiction. But emotional tools, the reason why we need to use them is because the emotional tool will distract you from what's on your mind. That trigger, it'll distract you from that. So an emotional tool could be, it's whatever you like to do that brings you comfort, that brings you joy. Okay. Sorry about the noise. Um, All right. So an emotional tool is emotional tools. You're going to have a list of emotional tools after you do the homework in the Mindset Reset Masterclass. And the emotional tool that you can use, for example, if you like doing puzzles, if you like doing Sudoku, or me, like actually what I'm doing right now, like being on with you guys, it really just gives me a huge dopamine hit, and it just feeds my soul. It makes me happy to be able to share and help. And so a lot of times I'm making notes in my notepad about what I'm going to talk about next, getting things ready. So you need those distractions to distract you from what's triggering you, because you can't just give into the triggers. You have to just say no to it. You can't just give in to it all the time. So you're going to have to learn how to use your emotional tools to distract you from that thing. You might be going to get a massage. You might be like doing some self-care. Maybe you'll go take a walk, read, work out, whatever. You need to use one of your emotional tools on that list to distract you. The other reason is you need to use your emotional tools to strengthen Phoebe, the front brain. I don't talk about her much, but you guys, every time you use an emotional tool to distract and get away from the trigger, you're strengthening Phoebe and you're quieting BB down. You're also getting a hit of dopamine from that activity or that thing that you do that just kind of makes you do, oh, okay, I can do this, or I'm okay, or I'm getting a massage, or whatever it is. That's like, I feel like a sense of accomplishment when I'm able to like do these YouTube videos and help, or at work. That makes me feel very happy and a sense of accomplishment. You need those type of things to strengthen Phoebe, the front part of your brain. So, and BB's the back part of your brain. So this is a good time. If you're new to this channel and you're watching this on the playback, we're talking about emotional tools, and we're talking, you probably don't know who Phoebe is and BB, but that is also in the Mindset Reset Masterclass. You're going to learn about that so that you can conquer your carb addiction. So you want to strengthen Phoebe. She's the one that gives you the reasoning. She's the one that says you can do it, keep going. Look at, she can do it, you can do it. She'll bring up things from your past that you've done before and you can do it again. She is the one that you want to strengthen. And when you use your emotional tools, you will strengthen Phoebe and you will quiet BB down. So that's the thing. You want to quiet BB down. Now, if you're in the beginning of your journey, the first days, weeks, or even months, BB's going to get softer and softer, his voice. So it's going to get easier, you guys. Don't give up. Just hang in there. It is going to get easier. So that was number 3, using your emotional tools. Before we move to number 4, I am going to take a look at some questions that came in. Okay, so Anna's saying, she's saying you need to decide that your health matters more than others' opinions. It's something you need to keep practicing. Exactly. And you know how we're always worried about what people think? You guys, what we're doing is so small. The percentage is so small in the world because the world believes in low fat and, healthy whole grains and, red meat. So this is a very, very small percentage. You have got to not care about what other people think, and you have to care about your health and your results. So that is true, Anna. So number 4, you guys, is plan ahead. I'm just going to hold my notes because I'm whatever. Okay, this is live. It's not going to be perfect, but it is going to be informational. All right. So number 4 is plan ahead. So this is what I'm talking about. Earlier, we mentioned how there might be a certain person or a certain event that we cannot avoid. This is when you want to plan ahead. So plan ahead, for example, would be if you're eating out at a restaurant, you want to know the menu ahead of time. Look it up online, look it up in MyFitnessPal, it's probably in there, and you need to know ahead of time so that you can be prepared what to order. Because if you're caught off guard, that's when BB can talk loud to you and say, see, you can't even eat, you might as well just, you don't want to hear any of that stuff. So plan ahead. If you're going to, I remember one of the first places that I went to in the beginning, my first month keto carnivore journey, we were going to the Cheesecake Factory. And I mean, I looked it up. I looked up the carbs, the different ingredients, all of the stuff. That was when I was keto. And I was able to make those choices. So wherever I went, I just did that. Now, you guys, if you're in the beginning of your journey and you're having to look stuff up and you might be tracking some things, some numbers, some macros, you guys, it's not forever. You are learning. This is a whole different experience than what we have had our whole life. I started at 51. So all of those years, I was trained the other way. And then at 51, I'm 59 now, I had to flip it. So there was a lot to learn. And it was scary because I was going against what they say. Everything was the opposite of what they say. You know, they say. So you guys plan ahead, look up the restaurant, see what you're going to get, how you're going to order it. Tell them that, you know, don't give me this, but give me that. Can I have this instead of that? And, you know, all of this stuff, and you will get used to it. So that is one thing that you can do to plan ahead. The other thing that you can do to plan ahead is if you're going to a gathering or event. Now, this is important because we are in November and we have holidays coming up, and you might be invited to a Thanksgiving dinner, a holiday party, whatever, or you might be having people come to your house. This one is easy because all you have to do is bring a dish, and a lot of things are potluck. You know, you have to just bring a dish and then share it. You don't even have to go into what you're doing, what your program is. Oh, I can't have this, that. You don't even have to do it. You can just bring a dish and they will enjoy it. And if it's meat-based, they'll be like, you know, usually when people bring dishes, oh, okay, I'll pick up rolls, or I'll pick up, something at the, I don't want to say, a side dish. But if you're going to like bring something and you're like, okay, yeah, family, I'm bringing a brisket this year. They're going to like love that. Or if you're going to like, a party that's more cash, like Super Bowl or something like that, you can bring some chicken wings. Like, who doesn't like chicken wings? You just bring a dish and share it. You can bring a dish and share it. So that's how you get around that if you're going to gatherings where there's going to be food involved, and if it's potluck, or you can just offer to bring something and you'll get around that. You can also, what you want to do is I always have some staples on me or a snack on me, because I know myself, because when we said we have to get to know our triggers, one of my triggers is if I'm hungry or wanting something and I don't have it, that's a trigger. I'm just probably going to just eat. So I always keep in my purse, my tote bag or whatever, I always keep meat sticks. I used to Chomps meat sticks. I always keep meat sticks. I always keep pork rinds. So that way, wherever I am, if anything happens, at least I have that. So what are your staples? You guys, do you have any staples that you always make sure that you have on hand just in case you're somewhere stuck and you need to eat? Let me know in the comments what yours are. Mine are meat sticks and pork rinds. I always have them with me. And if I run out of one, at least I have the other. So let me know in the comments what your staples are for your emergency snack stash. I'll call it emergency snack stash. Okay, and that's number 4, planning ahead. Plan ahead. Number 5 for your triggers, you guys, and you guys are doing number 5 right now, but number 5 for your triggers, stay connected. Stay around people that live this lifestyle like you do. Stay connected. You guys are doing that by being here, and you guys aren't just here like, watching one of my videos. Like, I appreciate that when you do it, but you're actually watching this live or watching it on the replay. Stay connected, and you don't want to isolate. So don't isolate yourself, because when you isolate yourself, BB gets loud. When he knows no one's around to cut him off, to put him in his place, BB gets loud. So you guys, don't isolate yourself. You also want to try to participate. So when you are on these calls or whatever, if you have questions or put a comment, try to participate, because you can still isolate in the group. So if you're isolated in the group and you're just real quiet in the group, but you're there, and if that's where you are, great, I appreciate it. But BB will still try to get in your mind. He'll say, see, these people are putting this and that, you don't do that. Like, he's going to try to just quiet you, even though you're just looking at the video. So you guys, participate, put a comment, post in the community that we have. When we have the membership groups come, you might want to do that. So Anna says that she carries emergency carnivore bar, but in those situations I choose to eat fast instead. It doesn't cost anything. Always a great option. I have not tried the carnivore bars yet. I have not tried them yet, but I want to. I haven't tried them, but that's awesome. So I guess that would be like my chomps. It's a meat bar, right? So yeah, I just carry chomps with me. You can get them at Target, even Walmart and Trader Joe's. And Darlene says, I always have pork rinds. I always have pork rinds too. I try to make myself go to the chomps first, because, oh my gosh, sometimes I can overeat the pork rinds. But at least I'm not eating carbs, right? So yeah, so you guys, number 5 is stay connected. Stay connected in our group. Don't isolate yourself. Participate if you can, if you're ready. One day, just tell people, you know what? I'm going to put a comment, or I'm going to say something, or whatever. Like, just to participate, you're a part of this group. You're a part of this community. That is awesome. And Anna says they aren't the ones you guys have in the, okay, carnivore bar. They're different. They're different in the US. I haven't tried it yet. And then the last thing, you guys, when it gets hard, ask for help or get help. So under stay connected, number 5, we have don't isolate, participate, and then ask for help if you need it. If you need help, ask for help. Ask the question. Don't let BB hold you back from asking a question on one of these videos. Or if you're having trouble with something, or if you need more help than that, maybe if it's something emotional, there's nothing wrong with getting a counselor. If you are spiritual, you have a church, they have counseling at church, or maybe you need to talk to your pastor about something. Don't let BB tell you, not just in this food area, in any area of your life, to isolate you. If you need help, ask for it. We are all here for you in this community. And Anna says community can be the difference between succeeding and falling off, and say that is a natural, what is it? And I say that as okay. So I'm sorry, Anna says that the community can be a difference between succeeding and falling off, and that she's a natural hermit. So she's kind of shy, and she's been making a few comments on here. So good for you. That's awesome. But yeah, you guys, don't isolate yourself. If you need help, you need to reach out. If you need more support, we do have groups that are coming, and we're going to have some challenges coming up also that we can do together. But if we do this live together, it makes it easier. And what helps me, you guys, I know I'm doing these videos, but when I'm able to do these videos and share my journey with you, BB is so quiet. He is so quiet in my mind, because I need you just as much as you guys enjoy these. I hope you're enjoying these videos. I need you just as much as you guys need me. And this helps me to stay on track. So I love this little community that's happening within our channel. So that is what we need to do. The 5 areas that we need to conquer, and so that we can manage the triggers. And we want to get this handled before the holidays. We want to get these triggers managed before the holidays. So that's what I have for you today. What questions do you have for me? And while you're putting in that that in the chat, I have a question for you. If you're watching this on the replay, this question is for you too, and I will go back and answer any questions that you put. What has worked out well for you this week? So I want to hear some gratitude this week. What worked well for you this week as far as anything? Your journey in your ketogenic lifestyle. I'll share what worked out well for me this week is I have been working really hard at my work schedule to kind of condense it so I'm able to have a longer lunch, and that'll give me a bigger break before I take care of my mom in the evenings. I help take care of my mama in the evenings. And I've been really trying to manage my time better so I can be more efficient. And when I'm able to do that, it just makes me happy. It's almost like a little bit of dopamine. Like today, on Mondays, I help take care of my mom all day. And today I was able to just check things off. Like I got a lot of calls done. So sometimes just making a to-do list, when I get to check the to-do list off, that just like gives me little mini dopamine hits. So yeah, I'm able to feed BB, but without food. All right. So Darlene says, BB is upset with me right now. I'm in Vegas. BB wanted me to have a margarita and some junk food. Okay, Darlene, good. Let BB be upset with you. So that's what I'm talking about. Say no to BB. That's awesome, Darlene. Thank you for joining in from Vegas. Okay, Anna says, I have to look down. Anna says, Lisa, what was the most unexpected thing which you got from changing to this lifestyle? Mine has been inner calm and peace. The most unexpected thing. Okay, so Anna, okay, I'm gonna answer that. First, I'm going to tell you the most expected thing. I knew when I was pre-diabetic, almost 8 years ago, that this lifestyle would change that. And it did. And that's what I was expecting. And of course, I lost 90 pounds. Okay. I mean, I knew that if I ate clean, I'd lose some weight. I wasn't expecting to lose 90, but I'll take it. So I'm happy with that. But the real unexpected things that had happened that shocked me, there's so many of them because they are non-scale victories. I had some acne that went away. I had allergies go away. My arthritis went away. So that really shocked me because I was doing it for one thing that I knew it would help. And my eyes got a little bit better. And what else? So mine were all non-scale things that kind of went, I had this ringing in my ear that went away. I also had a bump on my finger that I thought was like carpal tunnel or something that went away. So I had a lot of non-scale victory type of things go away when I started eating this way. And I love that. And just so that you know, in 2020, when I fell off, I fell off and that stuff came back. Half of that stuff came back. The arthritis came back the next morning, okay, from my first cheat in 2020. So I did fall off. And so I know it was the food. As soon as I stopped and got back on track, that went away. So yes, it's our food that does matter. And that's after all of those years that I did of all of the diets. I did all of the diets and all the stuff. I'm a master diet follower. So I know how to follow a diet. And I did all the diets. And I still ended up having a hard time to control my weight, and having a hard time. And then I was pre-diabetic. And I was just like, I'm doing all the things that they said. So yeah, that's mine. And Darlene says, I'm just continuing to stay consistent on my journey. It makes me stronger. Yes. Awesome, Darlene. We're so proud of you. That's awesome. What other questions do you guys have for me tonight? Okay. And Anna says, that's wonderful. I didn't think carnivore would work for me since I have failed every other diet. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I did every diet, and a ketogenic lifestyle is the only one that I've been able to stay with. It's going to be 8 years. I love that. And Anna says, way to go, Darlene. Yeah, Darlene's doing awesome. I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of you guys. It's so good to have you guys here. If you're just joining in, we are talking about managing triggers. We're getting ready for these holidays that are coming up. If you are enjoying this video, click the like button, subscribe, and share this with someone that needs it, or share our channel with someone that needs it. So I'm gonna go ahead and close up if there's nothing else. If you guys are watching this on the playback, I will still go in and answer your questions, so you can go ahead and put them there. And thanks you guys for coming and hanging out with me tonight. I will see you guys in the next video. There we go.